And we are back. Do you want to get better at servicing?
I made a mistake, guys.
Do you want to see what your usual garage doesn't replace on your vehicle when they do a service?
It doesn't fit.
Stick around because I will be giving you tips on servicing and also showing you the shenanigans that garages don't want you to see.
Should we get to it then, lads?
Oh, hey guys! I haven't forgotten about you guys, by the way. Just so you know, it's just been absolutely hectic in the past month and a half or whatever. One, we didn't have broadband to this new place, to this new gaff that we've got, hence why I haven't been able to post. I'm very sorry about that. I know you guys have been asking Curbside and other people that's involved around me. So here I am anyway with a new upload. We've got a lot more coming up as well. Like we have an engine replacement coming up. We had service, all things that we can upload, and hopefully you guys enjoy this content. And also, we are looking to expand our media team. So we are actually looking for a videographer and also an editor as well, and an admin for my business because it's just getting absolutely mental. I need help, all right? So if any of you guys are those things, please send me an email down below. I think it's gonna be somewhere there. So yeah, anyway guys, enjoy the content.
Here we have a beautiful 2017 BMW 218D in for a major service. Unfortunately, this car had a so-called full service, but we later on found out that the previous garage did not do their job properly. So here we are, bringing you guys with us so that we can do a proper job with good quality parts. Without further ado, let's jump straight into it. And good morning everyone. So we are here with this BMW 218D today, and we are going to be doing a full service on this vehicle, and also we are going to be replacing the auxiliary belt, and in addition to that, the damper on it, because as you can see it is starting to corrode. And he's also got an advisory from BMW when he took it in for an inspection that it needs a new damper. So we're just going to do that, and we are also going to be checking all the bushings and stuff like that as part of our full service. So we are obviously going to be using quality parts from Febi and quality oil from Comma. So what we have to do first is we're going to get this up in the air, and then we're going to put something very special in it. And I'm also going to talk about if oil additives and also fuel additives, if they work or not. So let's get started. Let's get this one up in the air and do our thing. Let's get it. So whilst John is bringing the car up, what we're going to do is we're going to add this advanced engine flush from Launch UK. So what this does pretty much is it's not really to clean the system with the gunk. It does help, don't get me wrong, but what this does is it basically neutralizes the old oil. So when you put the new oil in there, it doesn't contaminate it with the acidic oil that's in there. And as you know, acid is what breaks down the oil and it's what makes it weak. So if you were to mix the old oil, for example, because obviously there's still going to be some remnants there, it's not going to be a complete drain, if that makes sense. If you were to mix it with the old oil with the new one, what's going to happen is you're pretty much breaking down the oil that is already in there. So it's not really ideal. So let's just do that. Let's add it in. To use this product, all you have to do is to empty the whole canister and pour it straight into the engine. This fluid will then go straight down to your oil sump and mix in with the old oil. By using this product, you're ensuring that the new oil can safely mix in with the old oil in the system. It's never a complete drain after all. Once the Launch Advanced engine flush is in the engine, we can then raise the vehicle in the air. This will give us the space that we need to properly drain the engine oil. If you're wondering if I've tested these products, yes, I want to make sure that it works before I show you guys, and it does wonders.
Now that it's in the vehicle, what we're going to do is we're going to turn it on, and then we're going to leave it running for about 15 to 20 minutes. And then obviously during that time we can't do anything with the engine or change any filters of sort. So what we're going to do is we're going to be doing an inspection all around the car. Right, now the good thing about the advanced flush from Launch is it's actually got anti-friction lubricants in there as well. So whilst it's flushing, you know that your car is safe. It's not going to thin out the oil too much that it starts spinning up the bearings pretty much. So yeah, let's just leave that running for 15-20 minutes. Let's set a timer and let's inspect the vehicle as well. Let's get to it.
During the inspection, here are the few things that we found, such as slight cracking on one of the tires,
Brake pads for the front and rear seems to have loads of life in them. However, for whatever reason, we found an oil substance coming from the near side control arm bushing and slight cracking on the offside bushing. But overall, all is good for this BMW 218D.
Right, now that we've got the engine turned off, obviously the flush has done its work. The acids in the oil has now been neutralized, so now it is safe for us to pretty much put the new oil in there. But first we have to drain it out, etc, etc. So John is going to be doing that, right John?
No,
Why?
you're doing it.
No, you're doing it.
I'm up top.
No, you're up top. No, I'm up top.
I'm up top.
But anyway, yeah, we're gonna get that started, so let's go. We're gonna show you step by step and what we're doing.
And yet again, Mr. Merv has got me underneath. What a rat. Absolutely.
Do the dirty work.
Do the dirty work. Should we get to it then, lads? It's his favourite word, isn't it? Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Oh, Mike.
What?
Let's get to it.
Let's get to it, mate.
Oh, the oil is hot, guys.
Is it running like water that now?
It's not out yet. Ow, ow, ow. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I made a mistake, guys. I'm wearing cloth gloves.
Yeah,
Good.
huge mistake.
It's alright. Oh,
Oh,
nice and runner.
like water. Yeah, that's how it should be like. And the thing is, that is actually neutral now, John.
I can drink it.
You can drink it if you want.
pH level 7.
Right, there.
No, no. Yeah, look at that. Oh! Right, should we take a nap, guys? Oh, well, that splashed me. Alright, welcome to my TED Talk. TED Talk of the day is Honda Del Sol.
Presenting the new Civic Del Sol from Honda.
Marv doesn't like it.
About your Honda Del.
Shush! You don't like it. Guys, leave a comment down below what you think of the car. Go do a bit of research. Obviously there's big plans for it. I'm talking like I've got it, but obviously turbo in it. Engine swap K20A, obviously. New exhaust system. It's gonna sound nice. And then the wide body kit, that's gonna be hard work. Guys, how long does it take to strip and repaint a car? Nice. It doesn't fit. I've got nothing left. Well, I can't do the job, guys. Left a couple blueprints.
When replacing your oil, it is always a must that you also replace the oil filter and the gaskets for the filter housing. For this B47, there's two. One for the main filter housing and one for the drain port. The last gasket that you should replace is the copper ring on the sump plug. This will ensure a proper seal between the bolt and the sump. Reusing the old is definitely a no-no. After that, all that's left is to torque the oil filter housing and sump plug to manufacturer specifications.
Oh, that's nice of the customer. They've actually fed us as well, which is really nice. Nice Filipino dish we had. So we had igado and also an adobo.
Guys, for those who haven't tried Filipino food, the go-to one to try is adobo.
Adobo, man.
A-D-O-B-O.
Yeah, that is the pinnacle or sinigang. Lovely. But anyway, let's get on with the job. We've got fuel filter to fit, obviously, all from Blueprint as well.
After that scrum diddly umptious food, I'll finish up underneath. All I've got to do now is torque up the sump and the oil filter, both to 25 Newton meters. Newton meters. Lovely. Jubbly. Hay fever is killing me!
There's so many screws.
Right, let's get this thing sprayed and cleaned up.
100,000 screws, John.
Bish, bash, dosh.
Now that John is done with the oil and oil filter, we can finally proceed into replacing the air and pollen filter. Replacing the air and pollen filter yearly is very important if you live in a very dusty area, or even in a very populated area, as they can easily get blocked, which is obviously not good.
Seems like I got that wrong, didn't I? Instruction says under the glove box, there's no cabin filter down there. So funnily enough, I've worked on many of these and they are usually there. And now it seems like it's on the driver's side.
To replace the cabin filter on this BMW, it is fairly straightforward. 2T30 that holds the plastic trim, and after that it's just as simple as pulling the old cabin filter out.
Well, customer said that it's been replaced or serviced every year, but this doesn't look like it's every year. This looks like, I don't know, 3 years ago. Yeah, look, it's forming mold on the other side. That's absolutely disgusting. But we're going to be replacing that now anyway, so let's go.
To put the new cabin filter back in, it's just as simple as doing it in reverse order. After that, we can move on to replacing the fuel filter. I believe that the UK is the only country that doesn't recommend replacing the fuel filter every 6 months. Put your comments down in the comment section below on how often you replace your oil and filters, and why you do it in that sort of interval. Now, it's time to move on to replacing the damper.
So now the next thing that we have to do is to replace the damper. So have a listen to this. It's on its way out, and you know, it's very common for BMWs to have this because that damper is made out of rubber and I think some spring materials inside. But have a listen to this. This is the reason why we're replacing it. You can see right there, look, it's starting to basically rust away, and look, listen. Yeah, that is coming from here. Yeah, it's on its way out, literally. That's probably about, who knows, but yeah, it's on its way out. So we're just gonna get that replaced. Comfy?
Very.
Good. Right, let's do it.
Being chilly.
And there you have it. So the belt is off. I'm so sorry I did not record it. We cannot fit the camera, but this is a shortcut. Most of the time you're gonna have to remove the engine mount, but you can just about see it there. There you go. I've just locked the tensioner up just so we can free the belt, and then now it's just time to remove these external torques. So let's do that.
Removing the damper is the easiest part, as it's only held by 4 E14 bolts, as you can see here.
Look at that. And what Fabi has done is they've actually reinforced it, as you can see right there. Look, no play on that one. Nice, well in.
You guys already know, we only use quality parts, so we opted in for a Fabi harmonic balancer, as I know they have a very good reliability.
Right, so now we've fitted the damper and the belt as well. That belt is a pain in the backside, I tell you now. But as far as I know, right, to do that you need to bring the engine down just a little bit, but we managed to pull through anyway. We just couldn't record it because it was very difficult to get the right shots and stuff, but it is in there now. And obviously we have replaced the damper. I just don't know where it's gone, but it's somewhere in the van. Anyway, now the next thing that we have to do, because they're going on a trip to Switzerland, so we're going to be replacing the brake fluid as well, because as far as the customer is aware, since he bought in 2019, it's never been done, and you know that they get contaminated. It attracts water, and over time it breaks down as well, because as you can imagine, brakes gets really hot, then really cold, and really hot, and really cold. So it's good practice to replace them every year or every 2 years. So let's get to it. We're going to be using our launch brake fluid exchanger, brake fluid bleeder thing. Now that we've got our brake bleeder plugged in straight to the reservoir, as you can see right there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to jump into diagnostic, but for now let's bleed it. Let's pressurize the system to about 1 bar-ish. Control that. to about 1 bar, just about there, and that should be perfectly fine. We got to check for leaks just in case it's not leaking on this end. Right, so first things first, obviously we have to make sure that we pump the ABS system as well. We're going to be draining the reservoir at the top, and then after that what we're going to do is we're going to pump the reservoir. But I think it's best for us to drain the fluids first, but let's get to it. Let's just dive into the diagnostic. Okay, so we're in the tab 3 now. What we have to do is select brake bleeding. As you can see there, we just have to follow this instruction pretty much, and then we can start opening the valves on the brakes. And as you can see here, normally what you would want to do is you would go furthest from the master cylinder, and then the last one would be the closest to it. But with this one, as you can see here, front left and rear right first. So with BMWs, as you can see here, it's saying flush brake circuit 1. So brake circuit 1 is the front left and rear right. So as you can see, that's X of the car, and it's going to go like this as well, which is brake circuit 2, as you can see there, flush brake circuit 2, front right and rear left. So let's do that. We're just going to follow this up. You can see the third step would be ventilation of DSC unit. That's when it starts pumping it, like, yeah. And then first pump, and then bleeding again for brake circuit 1 and 2, and then secondary pump, and then post-vent brake system after that. So let's go, let's do it. Here we go, you can hear the pump now as well, and I also have to press on the brake pedal. Every time it says there, every 3 seconds for 15 seconds. There you go. So we're gonna do that for all 4. And there you have it, just like that. That's all done with a little bit of magic. Just press continue. And then that's it. And service function. Well in. And just look at the color of that brake fluid. That's what it looks like when you don't replace it for a few years. It's black instead of golden. Crazy.
To finish things off, we can start putting oil into the system. We do not settle for second grade oil, so here we are using Commerce 5W30 LL04. Of course, as professionals, we know how important it is to use the good and right stuff. It doesn't just prolong the life of the engine, it also protects and ensures that it runs at its peak performance.
Now that obviously we replace the fuel filter, what we have to do is also to bleed it. So now we've bled the brakes. Now the next thing that we have to do is to also bleed the fuel system. And just so you know, we've used the Eurotab 3 to write the first ever service history on this, because he's been taking it to a garage and they've never wrote the service history in the dashboard. So yeah, this is my favorite tool. There you go, you can see it there. Just fueling now. You can just about hear the fuel pump. It's actually making farting noises. But yeah, obviously it's going to bleed it 120 seconds. I'm not going to bore you guys. Let it do its thing. Cool, now that is done, just press continue. And now we have got the system turned on. Magic.
By using the Eurotab 3, we managed to write all the things that we've done to this vehicle on the iDrive. Now the customer knows what's been done.
Now that we are done with the servicing, now we have to do the finishing touch, which is to add this turbo, EGR, cat and DPF cleaner on this vehicle. And as you know, I'll put an explanation right over here, link to the explanation. The guy from launch has actually explained it so good. This thing is just, it works miracles, let's just say that. It reduces the burning temperature of the soot, the gum and tar, so that it doesn't stick on your EGR valve, it doesn't stick on your DPF, etc, etc. So basically what this does is just it cleans the post-combustion parts of your vehicle. So yeah, let's put that in the fuel tank.
Post-combustion carbon builds up over time and can cause the EGR valve to stick, the DPF to get blocked and the turbo to stick, and so on. Launch's turbo, EGR, cat and DPF cleaner can clean and prevent all those things from happening. Hence the reason why we are now adding it as part of our service. May that be interim or major service. Expect us to be using this additive as we know that it works. I will leave a link in the description. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. I also hope that you guys have learned something new, or if you guys have something to say or something that we might have missed, write it down in the comment section below. As always, please like, share, comment and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Peace.
hate me like one of your French guys. Right, what size is that?